What's going on, Den family? Welcome back. Steve and Will covering that Detroit Lions. If that's your type of thing, you're a Detroit Lions fan, stumbled upon us, hit that subscribe button. This is where you're going to want to be. William. What have you been up to today? This is the first time I've seen and talked to you today. What's been going on?
My little 10-year-olds, man. First day of football practice today, so I had to go help those guys out and go to a little football practice. So that's where I'm rolling in from today, is running around just trying to corral a bunch of 10-year-olds. Basically, that's it. But other than that, man, just I got a little sick boy at my house too, a little sick 6-year-old. So I was dealing with that earlier today. Maybe a little puke, maybe a little vomit.
No, we don't do that here. No.
Yeah, just good times, just full dad mode. Steve, what you got going on? What we talking?
William, we had a little injury scare today at Detroit Lions training camp. Ahmed Hassanin went down, leg injury, didn't get carded, walked under his own power to the locker room. I think he gave a look to a beat writer. I believe it was Dave Burkett, and just said, "I'm good," but injury scare nonetheless. Will these injuries are really piling up? Is it starting to become a concern?
It's not a concern, and I'm gonna tell you this. Ahmed Hassanin is the last person I'm worried about being injured, because I think that he plays full throttle with one leg. So he's an animal, man. While we were at practice, I will say this, and I don't know if this has been an ongoing thing. He did have a sleeve on his leg, and it did seem like he had a little something going on then. So I don't know if he's aggravated something, or this is something that's been ongoing, or if this is something new, but he's just got that personality, Steve, that he'll go out and play with 9 fingers, and if he's only got 9 toes, it don't matter, man. A half a leg,
The old
whatever.
Dan Campbell quote. I love it.
Yeah. He's going out there, man, taking care of business. So he's the perfect Detroit Lion grit guy. I think Ahmed Hassanin is going to be just fine. Praying for you to feel 100%, but I know either way, if you can be out there, you'll be out there. So get well soon.
The reason I ask, Will, is because I feel like more and more recently I've been hearing people voice their concerns, voice their complaints, their worries, anxiety, questioning Dan Campbell's methods of coaching, practicing. Is he practicing too hard? All these injuries, we're blaming Dan Campbell. Is it the turf? Is it the nutrition? Is it the stretching? Is it the field? Is it the practice? There's so many different things that I'm seeing online, Will. What's you're a coach. What's your opinion on this subject? Is it a Dan Campbell thing, or is it something that should be prevented, or is it just football, Will?
My thought process is this, Steve. Commit. Whatever you believe, commit to it. And you're going to deal with some consequences, and you're going to deal with some benefits either way. We have one of the toughest effing football teams in the NFL. And part of that is because of the way that we practice. And the other part is the mental fortitude that our coaches instill in us. It's because of the way that we do business. If we stop doing business like that, the consequence is going to be us not being as tough and gritty. So Coach Campbell, he's committed to doing things the way that he does it. I think he should continue doing what he is committed to doing. And it's got us extreme success. Now, is there going to be some extra bumps and bruises from that? There is, but we just got to live with it. So I think the only way that I would get worried about it is if he started to just dip his toe in the water and then pull it out and then dip it back in and pull it out and try to play a game with it. But as long as he's full throttle committed to his thought process and the way that he wants to do it, I'm going to stand by him, because it has turned around a football team that was the laughing stock of the NFL. So that's my 2 cents. Steve, you with me? How you feeling?
I'm not blaming Dan Campbell. I think it's just football. All right. And a lot of people might not want to hear this, but there's other teams in the league that deal with injuries all year too. Now, last year was a little out of hand, and I know we're getting some bumps and some boo-boos, and it looks bad, because I think people are following the Detroit Lions more religiously now more than ever. I'm not trying to question anyone's fandom or their fanhood or how long you've been a fan, but Rashawn Slater for the Los Angeles Chargers just tore his knee or something. He's out for the season. The guard from the Eagles, Landon Dickinson, or I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he just tore something in his knee potentially. Like, injuries happen, all right? It sucks. It really, really does suck. But these are grown, big, physical men crashing into each other at a high rate of speed. these players are getting bigger, faster, stronger year by year. They're going to all these scientists and nutritionists and trying to figure out how you can have an athletic and competitive edge over the guy you're going against to make yourself bigger, stronger, faster. The technology these days is way more advanced than what it was, when football was being played in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like I just went to the Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago, and we did the tour and watched the presentation on like the evolution of the football helmet. We've come from a leather helmet to this, I don't even carbon stuff. Like there's so many different brands of helmets. Like football is just a violent sport. That's just all it comes down to. Now, there's some things that just happens. There's freak injuries without even contact. Like I can remember a couple years ago, I think it was Julian Edelman in a preseason game in Detroit, tore his knee. He didn't even touch a player. Like things just happen sometimes. It sucks. Aiden Hutchinson last year, another freak accident. His leg collided with a 300-pound defensive lineman who was at the time stationary, and his leg whipped into pretty much a pole and shattered it in half. Like football things happen. We're not the only team that gets injured all throughout the year. It's just I feel like it's the teams being watched more and more by the elite, the diehard fans who are tracking every injury. So I can't expect Dan to go out there and play two-hand touch or flag football in practice and expect this team to be at the top of the game in week one. I can't expect us to be playing top high-level football week one if we're putting red jerseys on everyone in training camp. It's not going to happen. So it's kind of just sharpening the sword before you go to battle is the best way I know how to put it, Will.
Steve, the last thing I'll say on it is this. I feel like there was a couple of games that we played against the Chicago Bears that we stole from them just by being a little tougher, being a little bit more committed, being a little bit more or less willing to go away. We stole some games from them that they should have won probably. There's a Twitter post that I've seen put out multiple times. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's David Montgomery talking to Eberflus, Coach Eberflus, and he's like, "Coach, are we gonna tackle tomorrow? Yeah. Are we gonna? Because he's like, what? He's like, yeah. Are we gonna? He's like, no, man. Like, no. Like, why? Why are you asking? He's like, because I wanna run the ball. I want to run the ball, Coach. I want to run it for real. And he's like, no, man. Like, no. And he even said this on accident. It wasn't really what he was trying to say, but he said, yeah, man, you're built for training camp. And David Montgomery said, no, I'm built for Sundays. I'm built for Sundays. And he wanted to be preparing his body for the Sundays that he knew that he was going through. And Eberflus wasn't having it. He wanted to play two-hand touch and third tempo and all of that stuff at practice. The guys that we bring into Detroit are tough son of a guns that want to get after it. And listen, you can't keep a pit bull locked in a cage forever, Steve. You got to let that pit bull out to play sometimes, man. You got to let him go chase that steak down, man. You can't just let him, just be locked in that kennel all day and not be able to get a little exercise in. So, yeah, we let our pit bulls exercise, man. And I think that's going to be something that continues. And I think that's how it should be. Also,
I remember 2 years ago, Aaron Rodgers, week one is his debut with the Jets. He went on the field for, what was it, Will, like one snap, tore his Achilles, and he had a pretty laid back and chill practice. So if you're having a late or a training camp, because, he's old, he was making his decision, watched the Jets on Hard Knocks. I know they were kind of taking it easy with him, not making him do a lot, just kind of playing some catch, went out, Achilles pops, first play of the season. Like it just happens, guys. Like I get it. It's frustrating. It sucks. I wish it was Madden and we could just go to the settings and turn injuries off and just play the whole season and see who the true better team is. But there's a reason that teams in the NFL use the word like attrition. It's a juggernaut. It's a marathon. You have to go 17 weeks, dodging some bullets, getting a little lucky, hoping you don't get hurt, playing good football. There's a lot of factors into the equation. So I don't know, just our 2 cents on all this injury stuff. It's football. It happens. It's going to happen. No matter what you do, you're always going to have injuries. But
thanks, Steve.
Speaking of injuries, well, we got some good news injury-wise today. Taylor Decker starting to get some reps with the first team. Dan Skipper had that ankle injury in the Hall of Fame game. He sucked it up a little bit and played a little bit longer because I noticed him hobbling pretty early. I know he at least played the rest of that series. But getting our two pivotal linemen back, Taylor Decker starting left tackle, Dan Skipper, our swing tackle that comes in for our jumbo packages. So we got some good news today on the injury front.
Yeah, and Tim Twentyman said that those guys had a pretty good day today. Those guys were looking pretty good. Offense looked pretty good, and that O-line seems to be gelling together, except for we know the birthday boy from yesterday. They said he had 3 reps against Panay, and he went 2 for 3. So he's just looking good, man. He's looking good.
And not every team has the luxury of having a Penei Sewell, so don't be panicked there.
I cannot even imagine, Steve. It's just the perfect iron sharpens iron. Panay's not going to be going against Aiden most weeks. He might be the best player that he goes against all year. He just goes against him every day at practice. So Panay might just go out and have another just ridiculous season, maybe an even more ridiculous season, because Aiden's gotten so good that he's just sharpening Panay's sword to a level that's going to be an absolute problem. So I'm excited, Steve, for this season for these reasons. These two monsters going against each other every single day. I love it.
Did you hear what Jared Goff had to say about Aiden Hutchinson today after camp?
I did not. Please lay it on me. I'm excited. I can only imagine.
Direct quote. Let me get Jared Goff said this on 97 Won the Ticket. Quote, "It's like Aaron Donald back in the day. It's the same way. He's a guy who can ruin a game. He certainly ruined practice for us a couple times offensively, and I'm so happy he's on our side and I don't have to play against him." I feel like Jared Goff would know. All right, Jared Goff was there with Aaron Donald for quite a long time, so he knows firsthand what he's talking about. To have Aiden Hutchinson, we just talked about it starting like at the end of last week, this new Hutch rule that you and I saw before it even became an official rule that we even knew about. We just thought, hey, Dan's just letting him play, can't be blowing every snap dead just because Hutch has ruined it. We got to get our offensive reps too. Very next day, he came out and said, no, there is a Hutch rule where we're giving him some sacks, but he should have more, but we have to get our offensive plays in. We can't just let him ruin practice like he's doing. So he's getting to the quarterback, and he's just kind of taking the rest of the play off. Like, it's absolutely crazy. I've never seen this even Ndamukong Suh didn't get this kind of special rules at training camp. Well, it's absolutely insane.
Coach Campbell, just let this Ferrari out just let it out to the track, man. Don't be. You're ruining Aiden's practice. What are we doing? Stop. Let the defense have a little fun. Like, get your O-line together. Don't be just putting shackles on my boy, man. Aiden, listen. I will write a letter to Coach Campbell complaining if you give us our cornhole game. I won't go down that whole road, but if you give us our cornhole game, I will write a formal letter by ChatGPT complaining about Aiden not being able to practice. No, Steve, it's awesome, man. I'm so excited for the season because of the way that Aiden's practicing, man. It's I don't know. We could be in store, or something special could be in store for us to be able to witness being season ticket holders. And I can feel something just brewing that's going to be special. Super Bowl, Defensive Player of the Year. Just things are brewing in my mind and in my body right now. And I hope it comes to fruition.
I know you're not a betting man, and I don't know what the line is yet, Will, but I'll ask you this again. I'll set it at 15 and a half. Aiden Hutchinson
20 sacks. 20 sacks.
20?
I'm ready. 20 sacks, Steve.
Over 15 and a half. I wonder what the line's going to be. I think future bets for I use FanDuel. I think I got something earlier that said that the future bets will be out in the next 48 hours. So we'll revise this if my number's off. But obviously, if it's less than 20, you're still going to take the over. But it'll be a topic we'll have to talk about again. But I just threw 15 and a half out there. I'm with you. I mean, he had 3 sacks against the Buccaneers. He was on pace to set what was the number, 29 and a half or something before he got hurt. We were talking about crazy numbers. Even a play that he broke his leg on, he still had the sack or a pressure. I can't remember, but he's just an absolute animal. And I think beefing up our D-line and making it better around him is just going to be a problem. Like, find the fish. You want him standing up. You want him on the right tackle, the left tackle. There's a lot of different, drop him into coverage every now and then. I mean, he has more interceptions than Sauce Gardner still. So there's a lot of things he can do. Well, maybe he plays a little wide receiver. I don't know. I think he played a little tight end when he was at high school.
Steve, you nailed it. The thing that makes it possible is the supporting cast. If you're telling me we're gonna have Talik, DJ Reader, and Marcus Davenport out there with them,
and Lee McNeil eventually, maybe earlier than we thought. Saw some updates about that a couple days ago.
there's only so much you can do. If they were Jags out there, if it was just guys out there with them, kind of similar to last season when we got a little banged up, yeah, then you can double team them and chip them and do all types of weird stuff to bother them. When you got our starting D line out there, you can't just leave these guys alone. You're telling me, from what I saw from Talik, you're not going to double team him? We know what DJ Reader is. You're not going to double team him? We know Marcus Davenport is down to bull rush anyone. How are you going to deal with that problem? You're not going to chip him with the back or deal with that? Aiden is going to have some situations where he's just getting chipped by tight ends or just getting chipped by backs, and it's not going to be enough. Sorry to spoiler alert, but it's not going to be enough.
Also, I saw some news. I know like a couple weeks ago we did a show on the offensive struggles, but to me, what I've read the last couple days, it sounds like the offense is starting to click. It sounds like Jared Goff's finding his rhythm. Sounds like today was one of his better days at practice, play calling, being more accurate, hitting some deep balls. I saw he hit St. Brown and J-Mo on a deep ball. J-Mo got past Kirby Joseph. You get past the safety of J-Mo, it's a wrap. Jared, all you got to do is put the ball in the basket and let the kid run. So does that excite you a little, Will? I know you're a little worried, but are you feeling a little bit more comfortable with our offense now?
Man, I love our offense. I think our offense is going to be just fine. There's only one thing that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way, I guess, for lack of a better word, or brought me a little bit of concern today. Offensively, it was Keith Cooper getting the best of Christian Mahogany multiple times. That kind of makes me a little bit worried because I think Christian Mahogany is going to probably have to face guys better than Keith Cooper. So I'm curious to know, is Keith Cooper really that good, or is Christian Mahogany got a learning curve that we're going to watch him go down through this season? I know he got a couple of starts and he looked decent, but people weren't game planning for Christian Mahogany. They were game planning for Kevin Zeitler, and they hadn't had filmed on Christian Mahogany yet. We'll see. Yet it's just something that's a little tiny concern, right? So I guess we'll see. If Keith Cooper makes this team and he continues to cause havoc throughout the league, then we'll know it was more Keith Cooper than a problem with Christian Mahogany. If we get into the season, which we talk about our schedule all the time, and Christian has some issues, then maybe it'll be cause for concern. So that's something that I'm just going to be watching for the rest of preseason and going into the regular season.
Well, I can't even imagine how unbearable I'm going to be if the problem is just Keith Cooper is just better than what we thought, and he's an undrafted free agent steal. Like, I don't even know what to think. Like, I don't even know what to say because we just rattled off all of the defensive linemen that we love, and now we're starting to get into the guys that were bubble players at the beginning of preseason training camp, and now we're talking about Keith Cooper getting first team reps. Like, saw him up close. Well, he's every bit of 6'5", 280 pounds, like an athletic-looking defensive tackle. So I really hope that that's what the case is. But time will tell. We have to wait a little bit for that one and see, because Christian Mahogany, he's got a lot on his plate. He's kind of like a forgotten new guy on this team because he played a little bit last year, but I still consider him a rookie. So I can't have him being the fish for us. You know what I mean? Like, because there's teams who will game plan against that. Like, just thinking of the schedule when you mentioned that, the first team that came to mind was Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to have to go against Chris Jones. Like, that's a problem. And then there's probably plenty of other good defensive tackles that he's going to see throughout the year. So if an undrafted free agent is giving him some trouble, I hope it's because maybe we found a gem in Keith Cooper and it's not that Mahogany is struggling.
Yeah. Prayers.
What else you got for tonight, Will?
Steve, listen, I'm going to blindside you with one. Steve, there's a subscriber to our channel, member. It's near and dear to my heart. And she's made a request, Steve. She's made a request. She's talked about, maybe can we get that old English D off of your head here and there? And get you into one of these nice, crispy Detroit Lions hats. Michelle Wallace, I told you I'd ask. I told you I'd try. Can we get you, I don't know, once a week, once a month, something?
I don't know. It's tough. Well, I've tried to trademark this old English D as, like, when you see it, you think, oh, that's Steve Perkins. Like, It is near and dear to my heart. I know we're a Detroit Lions channel, but the Old English D is one of the most iconic logos in all of sports, in my opinion. I think the Red Wings and the Tigers have like the best logos in all four of the major sports. So I don't know, Will. Like, love our Lions. Obviously, we talk Detroit Lions every single day, but I also don't miss a Tigers or a Red Wings game. So the Old English D is just it's just near and dear to me, Will. I don't know that I could just sit here and do a show while I'm looking over at the table or my desk and seeing what I had to retire. Like, I just, it's like it's a part of me, Will. I just don't know that I can. And also, I don't think if you and me wear the same hat, I don't think it makes us twins. Like, I think there is a difference between you and me, obviously, but just putting on the same hat is not going to fool anyone. I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know. I think if we put on the same hat, I don't think they know who's who, man. We remove the names and we put on the same hat. I think that it's going to be kind of confusing for some people. But Michelle,
maybe we do that in the show. We just switch our name tags and see if anyone notices on the show one day. That might be a trivia question or something. Hint, hint.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. We might have to do that. But Michelle, I tried. I shot my shot. Hey, I'm trying for you. What else you got? You got anything?
That's all. Just some injury news. Wanted to talk about I guess for lack of a better word, the criticism of Dan Campbell and how he's running training camp. I really wanted to cover that. I've seen it more and more. Saw it a lot on Twitter today with Hassanin, just having a little boo-boo, and people were up in a tizzy about it. And I get it. I don't want to see anyone go. I don't want to see the other team gets hurt. I want to see Justin Jefferson. I want to see J.J. McCarthy. I want to see all those guys at their best. That's what makes football great. I don't want to see us going up against a couple guys from the USFL or the Canadian football and coming to the pros to beat us. Like, I want to see true competition. That's what makes competitive sports so great, is these guys are the top athletes in the world. So had to cover that, Will. That's all I got. Stick around. Hit that. I just got your text. Absolutely. Stick around. Hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.